I'm on hole 4, par 4 of the Grunberg slopes. Cool. This is one of the few videos. I only have 2 holes that I haven't been on yet, hole 4 and hole 6, and playing out here with my teammate, Jake Easy. I finally got it right, Jake. All right. Let's see what we can do with a Titan. This is going to be the one, par 4, that we will we'll have to see. The other ones, it looks like we can get up on it. Let's see if I can get out onto that fairway right there. What I have a fear here is that it's going to take because I'm on the other side of that little hill, that it might take a flat bounce. Let's see if I can get my wind adjustment right. It's about a half a ring. I'll put some curl on it to see if I can bring it back over to the fairway on the other side. Oh, ran out of time. Ran out of time. Too much talking and not enough playing. That's what that is. I'll post this so you can see what now hitting down to that arm down there, from the way it looked in the preview, just like kind of looking at the holes. Now I'm just wondering, as far as he can get that club out there, if we brought out a power 5 ball and had a tailwind, if we couldn't catch this and actually try and get over to this side right here. Because where it's bouncing on this side right here, it's going to take a pretty high bounce, and we're on the edge down here. Curious to see how this ball responds on the other side. Let's see if it takes a flat bounce right here. Nice hop. Excellent. Fantastic. Nice shot. Beautiful. That is perfect. I'm just wondering if I had a 5 power ball. Can I get to that other side over there? Not a chance. Maybe an expert or one of the upper divisions where they've got that massive wind, they might be able to get that done. But from here, I don't see that happening. I'm in this area right there. Well, that is a tight little area to try and get through. That's a little over a ring. Hitting it perfect. See if that was too much curl. I think that's too much curl, and when it gets right here, it's going to clip. Yep. But that's still bleeding out right there. That's still a nice shot there. That's a nice little area. Jake Easy is in a better spot, so we'll have to see where at the club. That's got to be wedge range. Wow, that is short iron. There's wedge. So I'm going to be there, and he's in minimum short iron. I'm probably going to be towards max and have to run it up. Or I'm going to be in minimum long iron. And in this bag, I think I have a Grizzly as my long iron. So I'll have to see which way it plays the best. If I'm in my short iron, it's 1.1 per ring. If I'm in my long iron, it's 100% accurate club. Very nice, very close. The cool thing about these videos when you're getting people playing really good is you can go back and watch the wind adjustments and look at how the ball travels and really get a feel. So there's max club out there for my Hornet. Wow, I got up there pretty good. Oh, where's minimum? There's minimum, so there's mid. So I'm in about mid club. Put just a titch of topspin on. Have to run it up to the cup, get it rolling a little. That's 1.9 per ring, so that's a perfect 2-ring pool. Oh, that was a 2-ring great to the left. That's about a 2-ring great to the left. We'll have to see. Man, I wish I'd hit that perfect. Oh, it's hard to get reads, but distance-wise, that was pretty good right there. I'm really excited on these par 4s because we've got some serious shots to get up there. there's 2 of them that we can get on the green. And thanks, buddy. Thank you, man. That way we can go to some shootouts and actually, hopefully we'll get one of the Grunberg shootout holes. Playing around, benefit of playing teammates. You know what's really funny is that we have Facebook friends, and people do the Facebook friends so they get coins. But I've went through my Facebook friends and tried to play friendlies with them, and nobody wants to play friendlies. So it kind of defeats the whole community thing. I mean, that's why I like replaying people and trying to develop more of a community. If you've got all these Facebook friends and you want to go out there, especially on something like this where we got brand new holes on Tour 4, you know, you want to be playing friends where you can go out there and you can play. All right, so let's take a look at this hole here. So I don't know what I was thinking. I had my big topper out, and I like the run up on the big topper. I had it on the hole that I played before this. So if I would have brought my extra mile out with a power 5 ball, it's possible that we could have got over here. And the tricky part about this hole is if you're hitting up into here, definitely you don't need a big driver with your extra mile on a 3 power ball. Your red line's up in this area. So you don't need a big ball. You can bring, or a big club or a big ball. You can bring the most accurate driver you have in your bag to try and get up this. It is dangerous whenever you're running up these fingers because it's a pretty straightforward shot and you have to hit it perfect. Otherwise you could bleed off down here on the end and end up in the rough. The thing is that you'll still be able to get on from here. You'll just end up with a rough shot as opposed to being in the fairway. So if we're looking at, if we looked at this as the B side and this is the A side, I'm definitely going to be exploring A. It's not that with my lower level account, B might be the way to go. But if you've got a big topper, you can do the bounce over from here and get over into this area. The problem is that if we look at where the tee box is and we draw a line from the pin to the tee box and we're out in this area here to get on that. So we're coming out into this area. We've got to cover this gap in order to bring back over here. And it's going to be real tight down in here. So the shot that I took here, my first setup, and then I timed out. My first setup, I was over farther to the left so that I could put more curl on it to try and bring the ball back into this area. The second shot, I was more towards the middle and had pinched it. So when I put that curl on, I ended up clipping the rough and then rolled out through the rough because of all the topspin that was on the ball or on the club. But it's definitely possible. If I would have brought out an extra mile and a power 5 ball, I may have been able to engage this fairway with some kind of wind help. And it's possible. So if that's the case, we may be able, depending on whether we've got enough topspin on that driver, we may be able to land out here and actually get past this. Now, I can tell you just from observations that everybody out there is going to wish that they had an extra mile 9. I mean, obviously, if you've got an Apocalypse 8, one of the new Apocalypses with all that it has, it can get the job done too. But with the extra topspin that the extra mile 9 got, it is awesome. And on a hole like this, if you've got that club, that's a decided advantage. So if we can reach over here, I'm pretty confident that with an extra mile 9, you could actually bleed up into this front area. From this area, my opponent, my teammate, Jake Easy, was right about in this area right here. Perfect weave. It's almost like you need to do one of those S curves where you're coming in from this area, but it's so narrow to get past through here. You almost want to be up here and then try and bring it around, so it's not going to happen. So if the typical landing area, the safe landing area is going to be more back here than where Jake Easy was at. His red line was right in this area right here where he was minimum short iron, maximum wedge. From where I was at, I was in about mid club. So my minimum club was back in here and my max club was here, and I was about mid short iron. So very decent shot from that area. I will be curious to know whether or not if I would have popped out, and I don't know what I was thinking when I did the video, if I popped out an extra mile, my big topper red line was in this area right here. So as far as raw distance goes, I've got probably a good 20 yards on that big topper. So with an extra mile and a power 5 ball, it's possible that I could have got out into this area. And what's cool about this area right here is that the terrain looks like this. It comes up and then it rolls out into this fairway right here. So where you're landing here is on a uphill, and it'll tend to make the ball bounce really high and you'll gain distance. So if we can engage this, I'm curious to see whether or not it just goes up high and we actually lose distance, or whether we can hit it at the right spot and actually get it to fly up and gain some distance on our topspin. But it could be possible. And I will definitely be exploring that shot to see if it's possible to get up into this area, because if we can get up here, once again, this is another one of the par fours that we could get into our wedge range, and that could be very, very good. So we'll see how it goes as the week goes on. All right. Thanks for watching.